Alright, here is another training session with Ace, and this one's just kind of an evaluation just to see where he's at on certain things and to go from there. Whenever I do evaluations to test, I go back to the boxes because it's an easy scent lab to work from. Now, we've been doing a lot of room searches, so whenever I send him to find it, he wants to search the entire room. So I have to remind him, hey, we're doing the box game, because he's wanting to search the entire carport area for the odor. So I simply just keep saying find it, hoping he'll come back to the boxes and start searching, but he doesn't. So I guide him to the boxes a little bit to remind him, hey, we're doing the box game right now. And then I try to lure him into a search pattern, which is when we start off with dogs, we want them to develop a natural odor discrimination where we want them to come in, smell the air, and then work their own way to the odor. And if they have a little problem doing that, then we'll start working guided searches and search patterns. So that's another thing I'm evaluating here. So he's on the box, bam, I give a tug. Now, since we're outside, there's a lot of distractions. There's a dentist office across the street, and there's always people outside. There's cars driving by. There's people on bikes. So I want to use a higher value reward, such as the balls and the tugs instead of food, to keep him engaged with me so he doesn't lose that focus and try to go venture off. So that's why I'm using the tug. And now I have his favorite thing, which is his ball. I take his tug away from him, and now I'm going to amp up his obedience to odor under high distraction. So here I step away and I'm bouncing the ball. I move in closer and he's staying on it. He pulls away just a little and then I release him and he gets his ball. So that was a very good part for him. So now I'm going to start changing it up. Since he did really good with that, it's time to change it up, make it a little bit more difficult. And that's why I love these boxes. You can play, find the queen, start hustling them around, and have them search for it. So now he's searching the boxes, trying to get, and I've noticed that, these boxes are 12 inches. As long as it's 1 foot or 2 foot, he's usually on it. Once we start getting head height to the 3 and 4 foot, he starts losing interest on searching that high. So I'm taking a mental note of that, and that's what we're going to start working on, is to get him to search higher, because the certification, it can be as far up as 6 foot high. So we need to start working that. And here I drop the ball, and I give him a reward. But notice the tug's moving closer and closer to my armpit, because eventually in bite work, I want them to target the armpit area instead of the forearm and the sleeve, which I'll cover later on in a bite work video. But so I'm bridging that gap now by rewarding him up higher on the both left and right side. And whenever I present on the left side, he gets a little confused because he's used to always getting presented on the right side. But here I have it at 3 foot high, and I want him to focus. So, and also keep notes, this is LSD. It's one of the weaker scents. He's, confident on meth, coke, heroin, marijuana, things like that. But LSD, he's not very strong on. So because of that, since I held out that reward for too long, he's thinking, okay, maybe I'm not supposed to indicate on this odor. So as soon as he comes back to it, I give him a quick reward. So here, I put the odor 4 foot tall, and I stack it up, because I just want to see if he will try to stick his head up higher to that 4 foot area. Because now he's slowly starting to get up to that 3 foot, and he's not wanting to go up that tall. So another mental note, we need to start doing more hides on the boxes, and we need to make them a little bit higher in the 3 and 4 foot area until he's confident, and then work higher to the 5 foot and then the 6 foot. So his distractions are good, his obedience to odor. We need to proof him more on LSD and height searches. So that's a pretty good evaluation session this time around.